welcome and hello to all parents and viewers. I am Erna, delighted to be here today to discuss about economic growth for the year 2000 to the year 2017. Before we start, I would like to introduce all our present panels. This is Syatirah as a panel 1, Kai Hwei as a panel 2, Jia Jia as a panel 3, Shiau Jing we call as Choy as a panel 4, and lastly David as a panel 5. As we all know, economic growth is about how much more the economy produces annually. Economic growth can be measured through gross domestic product (GDP). Based on the data, we could see that the economic growth has been rising and decreasing. But currently, for the year 2014 until 2017, our economic growth has been decreasing gradually from 6% to 4.3%. Let's continue by hearing the opinions from our fellow panels. So, Panel Choy, what do you have to say about the economic growth in our country?
I have to agree that in overview that our country's economic growth has been very unstable. It's been increasing and decreasing gradually for the past 17 years from 2000 to 2017. So for the past 4 years, it has been decreased from 6% to 4.3%. So we take household income for an example. Household income is a combination of all gross income of the members 15 years and older, and it's published always alongside GDP, gross domestic product, and also is a proof if the government policy is actually effective or not. So it's true that household income had been implemented, that minimum wages for around 1,000 Malaysian ringgit for every citizen, but is it enough? So according to what we have seen, that it's actually not enough, because the rising cost of living has been a great barrier to the household income, and the more the amount of money is gained, the more is actually spent only for basic necessities.
Household income are one of the factors being considered in an economic growth. Thus, after hearing from Panel Choy, what do you have to say about it, Panel David?
I agree with that. Actually, we cannot deny the factor that as years pass, the income gains from the decade ago had inexplicably grown rapidly, which results to an increase of 8.2% per year in real household incomes. That's faster than the booming the 1990s. So actually, there are two outstanding public shifts as income boosters. The first one is the implementations of minimum wage in the year 2014, and the second one that's introductions of BRIM starting from the years 2012. And there are two major positive effects which we cannot ignore for the case of raising house incomes.
I see. Panel Syatirah, do you agree to what Panel Choy and David said about the effect towards household income in an economic growth, and what is your opinion about it?
Yes, I agree with Panel Choy and Panel David about the effect toward household income in economic growth. This is because household income is always published regularly alongside the quarterly GDP, which are used to measure the effectiveness of government policies.
Other than household income, Panel Kai, do you think unemployment is the factor which can affect the economic growth?
Yes, unemployment is one of the factors that can affect the economic growth. It's an important issue for every country, especially with a tremendous population. Through unemployment, we can see that it can cause a low economic growth in the country. With a rising population, which is same with the rising number of unemployment, we can clearly put into a statement that it is a high chance for economic growth to decline. But a country is said to have a sustainable growth if its unemployment rate is low. The decline of the unemployment rate is a good sign in the economy because of the firm offer more jobs opportunity in order to increase the sales and output.
Erna Adura, in your opinion, what do you think about the unemployment factor?
In my opinion, labor is a main factor of production. Unemployment means that less revenue for people in the country and thereby less active demand. In case demand is very important for the economic cycle. Many research try to study the relationship between economic growth and unemployment level. Studies show that high economic growth rates are associated with the low rates of unemployment. To conclude, fixing the effect to productivity that may be affected by rate of unemployment, we can say that the relationship between unemployment and economic growth is evident. From another perspective, more money in the pocket of the people, more the economic growth increases. Because of the unemployment, the market lost an important proportion of consumer, so that most of the consumer bought only what they need and keep what they want to another day.
Alright, Erna Syatirah, what is your opinion about the existence of unemployment?
In my opinion, the existence of unemployment happens when in the short term, of which it is a natural process for anyone moving between job to another job or movements. Some people think that unemployment takes several months due to difficult of finding a job. Unemployment also means labor source are not used efficiently.
Thank you to Panel Syatirah. Panel Choy, an increase 1% of unemployment can decrease about 2% of GDP. Do you agree?
Yes, I agree to that statement because it's been stated in Okun's law. So every 1% decrease, there will be almost 3% decrease in productivity. As we know, productivity is very important in our country. So we can imagine the amount of product being produced if we maintain that 3% of productivity, and they need to employ more people to work, so to overcome this unemployment matter. So a single figure of a number can affect and determine the rise and fall of the gross domestic product in our country. So it's just like the factors that we are discussing now. We need to implement that 3% productivity and maintain it in our country.
Other than both factors stated, do you think unstable petrol price can affect our economic growth? Panel Jia?
Yes, with the free floating mechanism causing the petrol price to fluctuate daily, industrial and business players would face problems in pricing their product. Petrol are main used in our country because in average one family have at least 2 vehicles, and not only for family use but in business must provide the transport to delivery their product also. So that if petrol price increase, are generally told that the increase of inflation and decrease of economic growth.
Panel Jia mentioned that unstable petrol price can affect our economic growth. So, Panel Kai, what do you think about the impact of unstable petrol price?
It is true that what Panel has mentioned, that unstable petrol price can affect GDP. You can see the current situation where the petrol price have been gradually changing almost every week, especially to the citizen. It brings a high impact, especially to the citizen in Malaysia. Increasing of the petrol price can lead to the unstable price of the product. There is a necessity product. Seller had the tendency to take the point of increasing the petrol price to increase the price of the product. But when the price of the petrol price increased, the price of the product remained unchanged due to it leads to the huge burden to the every citizen. The people in our country had to pay extra than they used to pay. Then it will bring a huge burden to our citizens with the continuous unstable petrol price in our country.
Thank you, Panel Kai, for your opinion. Finally, Panel David, do you think unstable petrol price can affect the import and export of our country?
Yes, actually, in the slowdown in developed countries like the United States, it would have adverse effect on Malaysia's GDP growth, as the demand for Malaysia export decrease. So, besides on the data obtained for Malaysia country banks, the United States is still Malaysia's the biggest export destinations. So, according to CIMB Investment Bank, behold, the head of economic research, Li Henggu, say that 1% fall in U.S. GDP growth could potentially trim Malaysia's export growth by 0.8 percentage point, leading to a 1 percentage point decline in GDP growth. So, should this be true? And in the economic slowdown fact in the United States could adversely affect the Malaysia economies as through the trade links for the two countries.
Thank you, David. After listening the opinions from our panels, we conclude that the economic growth had not been a positive value like what had been implemented in the minds of all citizens. Government should consider the certain factors which can affect the economic growth. To end this forum, I would like to quote what Adam Smith had said. No society can surely be flourishing and happy, of which the far greater part of the member is poor and miserable. Thank you.